You probably noticed how different parts of the paddock respond differently to inputs that we have, and how cows graze different parts of the paddock at different intensities, and how parts of the paddock, particularly gateways like this, sometimes don't grow much grass at all, and how cows might congregate here. And so what does that mean in terms of nutrient distribution within a paddock and how we might manage that? So we've looked at nutrient distribution in detail over a whole number of paddocks, and what we found is that as you move from the gateway into the paddock, nutrient distribution drops. And we found that in this part of the paddock it can be 5 to 10 times the optimum value for growing good grass pastures. And that's a result of cow dung and urine buildup. So where cows congregate, we get more dung and urine, so we get concentration of nutrients. And also in areas around gateways, we're not growing much grass, so we're getting less nutrient withdrawal. And in other parts of the paddock, we get silage and hay fed out, and that'll concentrate nutrients, particularly potassium. So in light of these results, what we've shown is that you can actually eliminate fertiliser application on approximately 20% of the length of a paddock in from the gateway. So if you've got a 200 metre long paddock, 40 metres in from the gateway, you can eliminate fertiliser application, and that's not going to impact at all on potential grass growth, because the nutrient levels there are at optimum or above optimum or at extreme levels, and that's not going to decrease in a hurry. These nutrient levels are going to keep being increased because of the cow management around that area. So what do we do on the rest of the paddock in terms of fertiliser management? What we found is that up to 17 to 66% of the paddock can have nutrient concentrations that are below optimum for pH, phosphorus, potassium or sulphur. And what that means is we need to take a conservative approach to applying fertiliser to the rest of the paddock to make sure that we put enough on to optimise pasture growth. So we don't want less than what recommended levels are on the 80% of the paddock away from the gateway. And that's difference in nutrient concentration in different parts of the paddock as a result of a number of things. So one of them can be a build-up of nutrients from applying silage and hay to the paddock. It can be because we have pugging damage, so we get less grass growth. We might have different pasture species that are less palatable, and so the cows don't eat so much grass from that area, resulting in nutrient build-up. We might have less irrigation water going on, so we grow less grass and remove less nutrient. So there's a whole combination of factors that can result in different nutrient concentrations. But we need to make sure that an optimum level of fertiliser nutrients is applied to most of the paddock. We can have significant cost savings by not applying fertiliser to that area. So if you're putting on $100,000 worth of base nutrients, phosphorus, potassium and sulphur, to a paddock, and you can save $7,000 a year of your $100,000 fertiliser bill, which is a significant cost, and that's ongoing because your cow management is not going to change. So that 7%, $7,000 and $100,000 cost saving is going to continue for as long as you're dairying.